podcast. We've got a very special guest this week, Mr. Mackie Hughes. I think you're going to enjoy him. I think you're going to really appreciate his product. So, Mackie, without further ado, welcome to our podcast. And why don't you tell everybody who you are, how long you've been in the business, what you do, and how people can reach you. And we'll jump in with hopefully some comments that make some sense.
That's awesome. Thanks, Larry. And thanks, Mike and Gary, for inviting me. I've been in this business for more than half of my lifetime, right? So started in the car business in a dealership. I worked my way through the whole.
Mackie, you said half your lifetime. What are you, about 30? Because I know being in the car business can drive you to gray hair.
That's right. I'm 63. So it's been 35, 36 years in this business. And so you're right. I went gray about 29, I think it was, or 30, somewhere in the ballpark. But I did keep it, which is always good. Started in the dealership world, went from there, went to work for the legendary Pat Ryan at Resource. I ran Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. We had just signed up with a Simonize, which we represent. I did represent for 17 years. And then from there, just been doing my thing, right? So recently took on the role of Vice President of Sales for United Car Care. And for those of you that don't know who United Car Care is, we've been in the business since 1984, so 41 years worth of experience in the VSC industry. We are a full line TPA, so we've got every product available that you could possibly imagine. I've paid over $500 million in claims so far, so we are a claims first type company. If you've bought a product from us, we want to pay claims, right? We've got insurance on every one of our products that we sell. So as long as it's legit, we'll take care of it. We also represent as a master agent Recover, which Gary, I think, has been very interested in. It's a vehicle theft persist system, but the truth of the matter is that you install it at the dealership level, and it's a key as well as car recovery, so they know where all their inventory is from lot to lot to lot. They can track all their inventories and see where they're at.
And then, Mackie, isn't it a fact though that all the good trades are usually in the old veteran's desk?
That's exactly right. They're in the veteran's desk, and he's got the keys hidden, right? He's got them in the bottom right drawer.
Oh, they must have fallen in my drawer by accident. The car that we're in 4,000 light. I don't know how that happened, boss.
Yeah, so for 3 days, people are tracking, right, looking for it. General manager, but Joe down the 4 desks down has had it there the whole time because he got some person that he's been thinking about. He's got that car to sell to, right, somewhere along the line. So I find it very interesting. And then the good news is that they can pass that on to the consumer, and they can buy that. There's a benefit, kind of like the old theft etch benefit, where you get $5,000 if your car's stolen or you can't find it or whatever. You get the discounts from an insurance perspective. And the product itself was designed by one of the largest and the oldest theft company in the world, security company in the world. They literally are asked to be on details across the country and the world to monitor activity of persons, right? But now they've been able to come out with this program. So, we go 24/7 national coverage, et cetera, et cetera. So interesting new product. Love it. There's no issues with the car. You're not putting it in the OBD. You're not attaching it to the car as in electrical. It's almost like a plate that you just put in the car randomly, wherever, trunk, glove box, whatever, under the seat, and it tracks and monitors everything 24/7. Pretty cool.
It's a really cool.
Sounds great. And I can tell you, I was in a kind of an impoverished neighborhood, and man, did the etch make us a lot of deals.
Yeah,
that money coming back, and the fact that this product doesn't plug into the electrical. Man, anybody that ever did anything with an in-house or a buy here, pay here had the nightmare of somebody that did pay and everything was fine, but the electrical system went on the fritz and they couldn't start their car.
Yeah. And it's come to my knowledge in a recent conversation that this system is not trackable by other companies. Like these OBDs, if they hack into it, they can actually take over your car. Where this system, they can't do that, which I think is a unique selling part of what we do.
Well, and the thing that on the recover that I'm interested in is that, we always would prime the dealership to offer these products. And in Connecticut, we had the luxury of etching the cars for many, many years. Well, now Connecticut feels like that etch, the old time product, is a deceptive practice. And so they're getting a lot of heat on that. So the recover device is wonderful because now everything's electronic. And so as long as you have an app on your phone or there's ways to find, it's the easiest inventory tracker that and probably the most cost effective. And then to be able to pass it on to the consumer, it just lives in that world of what a wonderful preload. And I'm heavy into the preload because this is where the dealer gets to build their trust and credibility. We're not talking about my trust and credibility or the product's trust and credibility. The dealer today has to become a beacon that they're the leaders and they look out for their consumers. And so I look forward to learning more about that product, Mackie, because I think it's a winner. And, with all of these things, we started in the business on the floor and we learned how to sell. And then I go back with you many, many years and we brought Simonize. And we started where Simonize, we would do a display and we would do a walk around. And then we got modern and Mark Trahan got these little videos that we could bring to the desk and they were portable. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed in the industry. The consumer wants to come in and they want to get a little wowed. They want to get that the dealer has taken an initiative to do something to enhance them to purchase. Mackie, what are you seeing across the country? You travel across the country. I know I hang out in New England and I try to get out there, but across the country, where is the mind? Where are they? What are you seeing?
Well, you made a comment about preloads, right? What I'm seeing is bundles. So bundles that have non-charge backable income for the dealer. They can put it on the car. It's a preload. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different products, depending on what they're looking for, depending on what their upsell capabilities are in their F&I department, right? So if they're able to put a preload with 4 different products on it and then upsell that, maybe they upsell the windshield, maybe they upsell tire and wheel, maybe they upsell paint and fab, right? So a 1-year paint and fab program that's upsold to a 7 or a 10-year. I'm seeing more and more dealers that are looking for reinsured opportunities, right? They want to be able to take those products and reinsure those products and put them into their reinsurance program. So we're just seeing a lot of that kind of stuff. And the good news is, being who we are and the link that we've been together with our insurance provider, we're able to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm looking to do this, I'm looking to do that. And within a couple of days, couple of weeks, I'm able to put together a 3-year or a 5-year bundle that's got something funky or weird in it. Maybe it's a $500, if you bring your car back here, insurance certificate to pay off your $500 deductible is part of that package. So we're able to do that kind of stuff.
And I'll just throw a plug in for me because I always like to try to do that. Diminish value. That's starting to really, really, really resonate because whoever doesn't know what diminished value is It's if your car, your beautiful car, gets into an automobile accident and your insurance company fixes the car back to OEM specifics, unfortunately, there's still an accident that sits on your Carfax. And when you go to trade that vehicle back in, or you're in a situation, you're in a negative situation. Gap is not there to help you. So I'm on the money then with the people who I'm working with, because we just built a non-chargeback trade-in protection plus, and also a non-chargeback gap. So thank you, because the bundles, I agree. The bundles, and I've watched Lithia. Like, I had a chance to work in some of the Lithia stores. I had a product that they would allow me. It's funny with Lithia, if the product's been approved by corporate, the general manager makes the decision if they want to talk to you or not. In Lithia, they had 4 or 5 products on there, and that was their starting point. And so that seems to be where dealers are doing it, in professional, with an addendum, with the items spelled out, so you are legal and compliant. Because you can't just put this stuff on the cars anymore without not disclosing every nook and cranny, or now you're facing fines from the FTC for improper marketing. And it's just, you got to do it right. I'm just convinced.
Well, and I think, Gary, you know this. I kind of think of myself as one of the good guys in the industry.
You are. You are.
Right. And I don't do anything that's, as my old buddy Mark Trahan says, hooey. There's a lot of hooey, right? I don't do any of that. We try to stay above board. And I think that's what's made us, or made myself in my career, long term. Part of it too is, and if I can digress a little bit about UCC, we have major coverage, total plus, platinum coverage. We got wraps, and all of those first 3 are basically, stated component coverages. But what I found really unique, Gary, and I think if you're an agent out there, you happen to be listening to me or us, we do a linear equation in our rating system. And what does that mean? It means that if you're if you're an F&I person and you're sitting in front of a customer who says, hey, I drive 20,000 miles a year and I keep my car 4 years. That's an 80,000 mile, that's a 4-year, 80,000 mile contract. Those are non-existent, right? They're either 5-year, 75.
They fit into the band of the insurance company that makes their columns work better.
Right. So what we do is the F&I manager can literally go, okay, let's pick 4 years. Let's pick 80,000 miles. It instantly calculates that number.
Nice.
And prints that out, right? When they hit that button, it prints that contract out. And I was wowed by that, I've been in this industry 35 years, and I don't know if I've ever seen that.
And that innovation is what customers are now looking for, because that's where they trust it. Because now it was like, okay, a human showed me how to use the system. That's a great feature, Mackie, and you're right. No admin company has that. You have to fit in their band and whatever their categories that their actuaries worked out. So that is a wonderful feature, because now you're truly listening to the customer and you're customizing it based on their conditions.
Absolutely. So instead of trying to shove a 6-year 75, even though the person only needs a 4-year 80, it doesn't really cover their years. It doesn't really cover their miles. We're able to custom it. And it just makes a really unique presentation that I find very refreshing, to be honest with you, when you talk about F&I, right?
Oh, Mike is our IT expert. And so I wanted to play in the arena of selling VSC to the public and being able to offer services. And we've created some videos. I think, and I just read another article, for the next 3 or 4 years, boy, it's the year of the used car, and it's the year of the VSC provider. And it goes franchise, independence. You better be on your game. You better be. We had Frank Knox on last week, and you got to be buying your own cars. You got to be cultivating your own cars. And boy, is there opportunity in F&I, because what F&I has turned into in the last 20 years was basically, don't tell the customer anything until we give it to this guy in the back office or gal and let them rip the customer's head off. And now it's like, no, F&I better be right on that front page of the website, and there's got to be nothing hidden. And the consumers are screaming for this, is that they just want to know what it is, and then they'll negotiate and buy it if somebody makes meaningful conversation. So
Plus, Garrett, you're accommodating what their needs are.
Sure.
The digital is I'm very excited because I've been chasing digital for 10, 15 years, trying to be ahead of the curve. Well, now it's caught up. The customers expect this kind of service. Dealers know that they should be doing this service. And now it's building their own custom brand again. It goes right back to why buy here, build your platforms, get your leads to want to do business with you based on how you do business. And it's 70s and 80s, back again. It's all digital.
Hey, Mr. Hughes, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you find that of the products that you have, are they kind of a foot in the door as far as being the first product that a customer needs or wants to hear? Or is it based on, do they live in like Larry was saying, a disenfranchised area or a poor area, and that's how they make the decision on whether your products are being introduced first or last, or sometimes not at all.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're governed by that F&I department, right? And who or what day, how they got up that morning, how they feel. They kicked a dog, got in a fight. They pitch some, they don't pitch any. We have found that a couple of the products, which are the door openers, is Recover, because it's unique, it's interesting, it's different. I've always believed, because of my background in selling chemicals, that our program Smart Shield, which is the Armor All branded program, is another one that's an easy door opener to get into those dealerships, to make a pitch from an agent perspective. But it's also a product that you can pitch to a consumer and go, it looks really beautiful today as you're driving off the lot, but if you eat a cheeseburger and it gets all over the seat, if you get underneath a tree and it gets sap on it, they see that, they know that. I just washed my car the other day and there was some residue that was on the top of the hood. Well, it was sap, and I was able to get it off, right? So those are those items that are work. Now, everybody's got a VSC, right? Everybody's got a gap policy. What I look for is the opportunity from an agent perspective, from a dealer perspective, is let me show you what these other products will do for you. And whether it's a bundle with those products wrapped up in it, right? Or a powertrain wrap, which we do unique little nuances to that. I also have exotic. I have Highline. So if you're an agent that deals with used car exotics or used car Highline, I got a wonderful program for that. I'm very competitive from a pricing perspective. But I see, dealers opportunities that we have that are this what we just talked about. I got a call a couple of days ago from a prior agent that I hadn't talked to in probably 3 to 4 years, and there's a big opportunity to put Smart Shield into the program. It's 7 stores. It's in my backyard because we had a relationship years ago, right? And so those are the kinds of things that I think they're looking for, and chemistry changes, right? So it used to be if you had just a wipe on, wipe off, and you had a relationship, you got the deal, right? Then it became, do you have ceramic? Do you have graphene? Do you have, I mean, there's all these different buzzwords, and H9 and H10 and H20, and you can't get all that. You know, H9 is the hardness factor, and don't have a chemist call me tomorrow and give me all kinds of crap. But, you know, the truth of the matter is, there's really good products, and we actually represent one of the best ones in the industry today. And Mark and I were together at Simon Ice, and then now we've kind of rekindled and gotten back together again. And we built a pretty good deal when we were at Simon Ice. So
Mackie, if someone's interested, and I can't imagine anyone not being interested, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Well, there's two ways. Obviously, you can call me at 859, which I prefer. I'm still one of those guys that like to talk to people.
Me too.
859-421-4354, or they can reach me at m8